Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Just a Fan Podcast. Just a couple of fans here that knows a heck of a lot about football. As you already know, I'm Tristan TV, the man with the gift and the gab. To the left of me on your screen, well, to the right of me on your screen, to the left of me in person, you got the man, the closest thing to a professional athlete that we got on the show. I keep saying this all the time. Mr. Steve White, what's going on?
What's happening, man? I'm just here, man. Just trying to talk football.
And then below me right here is the crazy one, the one that wreaks all havoc in the world for our show.
I had said
Pandemonium. Yeah, exactly. It's coming though. It's coming though. Mr. Pandemonium, Eric Wright. What's going on, big dog?
Such slander. I don't understand.
It's not slander when it's
such
true.
A wholesome young man.
It's not.
My
it's
mother
not
thinks so.
It's not slander when it's true. And then to my bottom corner, boom, over here. I'm gonna get this right. Boom. We got the man, the legend, the human NFL encyclopedia himself, Mr. Brandon Williams. What's going on, big dog?
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Four Horsemen is back, baby.
So everyone, so as Brandon stated, everyone knows, like, you know, lives is happening. We all got our own things going on, so we can't always get everybody on all the time. But when we do, you know, it's about to be a show, and we had to have everybody on today because the NFL does not sleep.
Crazy.
The NFL does not sleep. So we're not even gonna waste any time. Let's start with this one first, and then we're gonna get into the big thing because there's more to talk about on the back end for that. So let's start first off with Mr. Green Bay Packer himself, A-Rod. Aaron Rodgers returning to the Green Bay Packers for his 18th season. Officially made the announcement to the
18?
team.
Wow.
18 seasons.
Wow.
Officially made his announcement to the team today that he is returning. Now, the rumor mill was the fact that the contract was supposed to be a record-setting, market-breaking contract, but apparently he tweeted maybe like a couple hours ago saying that the contract was false. The number that was put out there was actually false, and that the contract has not been settled. He is returning with Green Bay, so there's no question about that.
Okay.
He's definitely returning to the Green Bay Packers without question. But the contract number, that $200 million, is not correct. So we do not officially know what the contract is at this time. But he is returning to the Green Bay Packers.
I was curious because they said the headline also said the highest quarterback salary ever. But I said, but Pat Mahomes has 10 years, $500 million.
Right. So we could be looking at, maybe they could be doing 120. They could be doing 150, 110. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, we just don't know right now. And as currently, there is nothing that's been posted about what that contract would be. But Aaron Rodgers himself, which you know he doesn't like tweet directly, he always like retweet stuff. He tweeted directly. The contract number that we were given earlier today is not the case. So what do y'all think about this whole transaction with A-Rod?
Well, first thing first. First thing first, that picture smells like Marlboro cigarettes and stolen catalytic converters. I'm just saying. But he looks like he's still catalytic converters, or he cooked meth on the side. So anyway, if we're talking about if it's anywhere remotely close to what the speculated amount on that contract is,
yes,
I feel a certain type of way about that because basically he's holding Green Bay hostage. Honestly, if it's anywhere close to that, because the original amount, because all we can talk about is what we heard, and yeah, he came on there and was like, "No, that's not what it is," and so forth. But if it's even remotely close to that, with the guarantee, if it's remotely close to that guarantee, that's the thing. Then yeah, he holding the team hostage. Well, because he falls down the stairs and breaks his neck, God forbid. But you know, I hope nothing like that happens to him. But I'm just saying, if he falls down the stairs and breaks his neck tomorrow, he will be guaranteed like $150 million, give or take. You know, it's like, ooh.
I think he knows what he's doing. That's something he would do.
Oh, absolutely.
Very calculated.
I'm cool with that as a fan. I don't care because they have a lot of other. They would have a lot of other contracts they have to make good on in the future. But he's getting a lot of money. Hey, go ahead, Green Bay, do your thing.
I'm not mad at it. Hey, man, like Marshawn Lynch's favorite line, protect your chicken. He went out and bought a chicken farm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's getting a chicken farm. So I'm not mad at him for the business aspect of him being a player. I'm always players first.
Yeah.
Because this league is dirty. And I've always been pro player. So Aaron Rodgers get your money. But Green Bay, I think you're making a really, I'm not going to say I think you're making a mistake because we don't have the actual particulars of the contract. But if that contract is anywhere remotely to what was initially reported, Green Bay, you messing up.
So I was also thinking, so what do you do with Jordan Love if you're Green Bay?
Jordan
Love, what do you do?
I was going to ask the same question. Jordan Love's going to have to get out of Green Bay.
Sure.
But the question, now teams let me ask you a question. How does Jordan Love compare to the quarterbacks in this draft? Because would you say you would give up a what for Jordan Love?
A ham sandwich and a wad of chewed up bubble gum.
So pretty much a 7th round pick.
Yeah. If that.
But my question is Green Bay going to accept that though?
That's the problem. See, teams are going to have to learn how to lower they're going to have to stop being so prideful when you're talking about you trying to get a guy out of there. And with Jordan Love's contract, it ain't hurting their books. But like if you're talking about a team that where guys hurting their books, and you just got to get him out of there because the gain of you getting him off your books is greater than anything you could get in return as far as draft capital or players or anything like that. So if you plan on keeping Aaron Rodgers for another 4 years, dang, man, Jordan Love's been there, 3 years now? I lost track.
So it's been 2 years. This is going to be year 3.
This will be year 3. Okay, yeah, you got to get him out of there. Give him a shot. If you have any kind of respect for that kid at all, get him out of there. Let him try to get a job somewhere else. There are places that need quarterbacks, but he can get a shot. And then you go ahead and draft a project guy that doesn't have to start for maybe 3 years. Let's let him do the same thing to that kid that you did to Aaron Rodgers when he's behind Brett Favre.
Listen, you have to, because think about it. It's crazy how over a 2-year span, all of the last great Super Bowl winning quarterbacks have pretty much aged out of the league except for Aaron Rodgers, and Russell, who has one. So we're in a new era where everyone's a little younger. Everyone's still trying to find their place, in the league, man. It's crazy. We just had Ben. We just had Brady. We just had Breeze. We had Rivers. They're all gone, man.
Yes,
Roethlisberger, they're gone. All of them.
Yeah.
So we're in the stage of talking about the fallout from this Aaron Rodgers long-term extension. The fallout has to do with Jordan Love. What is he going to do? The next part of that fallout we have to talk about is how is it going to affect the rest of the roster?
Well, Devontae Adams right now is on the franchise tag. The Packers pretty much haven't. Today's pretty much over with. So the Packers have 7 days to figure out how they're going to keep Rodgers and Adams with all that going on.
Hold on, let's pause real quick. I got a breaking news that I just came over my joint. Y'all probably gonna see it come over y'all's in a second.
Yep, I see it.
So the Seahawks have officially released the All-Pro linebacker Bobby Wagner.
I'm not shocked.
They're freeing up cap.
Yeah,
they're freeing up cap. Now, dig this. Seattle already had like $33 million under, and that's before the projected increase on the cap. This is with the old figure. So they're going to get another 20-something million.
No, it's like 50.
Well, the cap's going up $25 million, right?
Russ would have been $37 million this season.
Okay, no, I'm just talking about the cap, just the cap. I ain't talking about any other moves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the cap's going up like $25 million. Then you getting money back from Russell Wilson. His deal. Now you're getting money back from releasing Bobby Wagner. We're talking upwards of, God, what, 60-some million in cap space?
Yeah.
They can go shopping. See, now beforehand, I was like, as a Niners fan, I'm like, yeah, great. Russell Wilson's out of there. Seattle's not a factor. But with that much cap space, they can definitely be a factor because now they're in play for guys like Chandler Jones. They're in play for guys like Tyrann Mathieu. Well, I wouldn't say Tyrann Mathieu because they still paying all that money to Jamal Adams. But and Tyrann Mathieu in this stage of his career, he's a box guy.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he played more in the box with Kansas City than
that was his team. He's only 29. He's never had any significant injuries, and he's already a future Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I'm not. But let's be real. Like that's not what the problem is in Seattle. The problem is with the offensive line and the lack of pass rush.
That's true.
I mean, and pass rushes are at a premium. So I mean, you go and get Chandler Jones. And then you go and get somebody like who can be situational, like Melvin Ingram. Melvin Ingram. And then you turn around there, you bolster that offensive line and go get a guy like, God forbid, Laken Tomlinson from the 49ers for your guard. And then, there's a couple of good tackles that's out there. Now, all of a sudden, with that type of cap space, they don't have to build through the draft. And wait a minute. Seattle still has a crap ton of draft picks from that Russell Wilson trade. So it's the rich getting richer. They could be a problem if they manage that stuff right.
I agree. I agree.
With this move, the Seattle Seahawks saved $16.6 million of cap space. And I think now that could be it for everyone who was on that Super Bowl roster. Offense and defense.
Yep. This is completely new.
Listen, Seattle's trying to win. They saw the Rams win it. They saw San Fran almost win it. Seattle was like, listen, you got to talk about us now too. They're going to spend that money on the best players they can get.
They got to they knew that they had to redo it. They had to redo this thing.
They're bring the best they can. Watch.
Yeah.
Watch.
Yeah.
I agree.
And they could. It depends on how they play this. But if they play this right, and I got a 10-4 hat conspiracy theory that's coming up.
Oh, here we go.
And we already discussed it off the air. And I'm gonna drop this on y'all. And I just want to say to the fans that are watching, when you if you're watching live right now, or if you watch us on YouTube, you heard it here first. Okay, when I say it, you're gonna be like, if it does happen, you're gonna be like, dang, Eric said that. He said that on March 8th, 2022 at 8:22 Central Standard Time PM. But I got a conspiracy theory, and I'm gonna drop this on y'all, and then y'all gonna be like, oh, well, y'all not gonna be because y'all heard it already. But the fans gonna be like, what? Dang, that's not too crazy. Oh, you want me to drop it now?
No, hold it. Before
okay,
that's
what I'm gonna do it.
Because it has to go into the segue of what we're about to discuss right now. That's the only reason.
Okay.
So we're actually going to get to it because before the breaking news took place, we were going to, we were moving on from Aaron Rodgers, and we were going to talk about the even bigger story of today, which was Russell Wilson being traded to the Denver Broncos. So that's what we got to get into right now. So Russell Wilson gets traded to the Denver Broncos. Let me pull up the details again.
Actually, I got you on that one.
My man Brandy. Go ahead. Read
All right. So the Seattle Seahawks trade Russell Wilson, who waives his no trade clause because the only team he wanted to go to was the Denver Broncos. So he gets shipped to Denver, and Denver gives up 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, a 5th-round pick, quarterback Drew Lock, defensive tackle Shelby Harris, and tight end Noah Fant.
All the picks in this draft, correct?
I don't know where all the picks are.
Yeah.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that part.
So originally Seattle's first draft pick was going to be number 41.
Okay.
So they gained 2 first-round picks. Now they have 3 second-round picks.
Man, you know what? They can build themselves. Okay, so with the cap space they have and with the draft picks they have, they can really build something. Pete Carroll can go to his offense corner and say, "Look, what do you need crucial on offense?" And then he can go to him and his defense coordinator. They can talk and say, "Okay, this is what we need on defense," and they can really try to build something up.
And you know the slick thing about it, Pete Carroll extended his stay in Seattle.
Did
He extended his stay by doing this move.
Of course, because
you got to see how it works out.
Yeah. And see, the thing is, Drew Lock is there. Yes, Geno Smith is there. But those guys are just bridge players. They Band-Aid players.
Sure.
So, and there's not a quarterback in this draft. So they can sit there and build a foundation of a team. Don't worry about quarterback this year because you got 2 veterans who you really don't care about. And, I mean, you care about them, but you really don't. And then if the quarterback class is better next year in 2023, go get one.
But the thing is, we know Seattle can draft. They draft well. They can develop players.
No. Well, okay. Wait. Eric, wait. I know where you're going, Eric. Stop. Wait. Okay, Steve. Let me say this about Seattle's draft.
Okay.
Seattle's draft was good when Pete Carroll first got there. When they got to Earl Thomas, when they got to Richard Sherman, when they got to Cam Chancellors and guys like that.
Okay.
But lately, been more hit or miss. I mean, yeah, they got DK Metcalf, but okay.
Did they draft Lockett?
Yeah.
Did they draft Carson? Did they draft Wagner, which is
part and they drafted Rashad Penny. What has he done?
Who's the left tackle? I'm not talking about these second.
The left tackle they got from Houston. The left tackle they got from Houston, man. They got
from Houston. They draft KJ Wright.
They drafted LJ Collier. KJ Wright was with the original guys. I got the original guys separate from the more recent guys. You see what I'm saying? To me, I'm not gonna say it's good. I'm not gonna say it's bad. I'm gonna say it's right now. I'm gonna say it's like 50-50 on the fence. That's what I'm saying. Okay. I'm not saying good, not saying it's bad. I'm saying it's on the fence. Now, they have a chance to redeem themselves because they were trading draft picks away like crazy to get players, especially when they traded picks for Dwayne Brown, left tackle, and they traded picks for players like Jamal Adams.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So
Eric has his hand. He got his hand raised like a kindergarten with candy all in his mouth. Just sugar. Got sugar rush?
All right. So we talked about how they have a crap ton of draft picks that they acquired from Denver, who in my opinion got hosed in this trade. And then we talk about all the cap room and so on and so forth. And yes, they can put together a heck of a team. All of the other positions, they can solidify their offensive line. They could improve their pass rush. They can even get better in the secondary because their secondary is just above average, honestly.
Sure.
But y'all, Steve shaking his head. Conspiracy theory. You know what? I'm gonna just start bringing a 10-4 hat.
Right about this. You're too excited to be right about this.
I am going to start bringing a 10-4 hat on the show because here's the thing. What if? Yes, Chris, they did overpay. What if they take all those picks that they got
you
from them,
my head hurt.
And a couple of their own, package them all together, put a nice bow on it, and send it to Houston for Deshaun Watson.
Eric.
Now.
Hey. That doesn't sound crazy because we're talking about everything that they are lacking. And the main thing that they're lacking is a quarterback because ain't nobody scared of no damn Drew Lock.
So you telling me?
Ain't nobody scared of. I know for sure I ain't scared of Geno Smith. So, bottom line is, and John Schneider is that type of crazy. Okay.
Understandable, but okay, but I hear what you're saying, and yours makes sense. But let's put it this way: I don't think they want to do that because then you mortgage your future that you're trying to rebuild. You're trying to get back to what you were when when Russell Wilson first got there, when Legion Boom was young. I hear you. I hear you.
Let
But you're not.
let me choose some holes in that. I hear what you're saying.
You're not gonna get back. I mean, you could, but I think if Pete Carroll has a contract extension, it would make more sense to build something than to try to get a.
Let Eric finish.
Okay, Eric, go.
How old is Deshaun Watson, Brandon? You can answer that question real quick because
He's like what, 27 or something? 26, 27?
Yeah, I don't even think he's 27.
No, he's like 27, 28. Yeah, he is.
How old is Deshaun Watson?
Hold on, give me a second officially.
Deshaun Watson is 26 years.
Yeah, I was about to say, he ain't even 27 yet.
Okay. He has not made 27 yet. Okay. All right. So that's the first thing. The second thing, you talking about giving up all this capital. That's not even a capital.
It is now.
No, but I can see what Eric. I can see what Eric's saying though. They're not going to lose. Everybody, they've retained their stuff.
Houston has been talking about the longest. Well, it's going to have to take a big haul to get Deshaun Watson.
And it will.
Okay, so wait. So listen, hear me out. Okay, all right. It's going to take a whole lot to get it. Seattle has a quarterback, or had a quarterback that wasn't happy where he was at and was ready to move on, but he was a good one. So they like, let's find a sucker that's gonna give us half they doggone draft, like Denver did, with a team that's not Super Bowl ready, by the way. But they think they Super Bowl ready. So let's find somebody to think they Super Bowl ready. We're not gonna trade in division to San Francisco and like that. But we're gonna find a team that they think that they Super Bowl ready, and we're gonna get them to give up a whole crap ton of picks.
No, this is what happened.
Okay, and then we're gonna take a couple of ours and put that with those. And then we're going to throw it all at Houston, and Houston needs to quit football if they turn it down. If they make that offer. Because they're going to, like they say on the golf, I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse. Basically, they're going to make an offer to Houston that they cannot refuse. Because you won't sit up there and you're going to go, wait a minute. Houston originally was like, well, yeah, we're going to need 3 first-round picks for Deshaun. Okay, we're going to give you 3 firsts. We're going to give you 2 seconds. We're going to give you, so that's the 2 Denver seconds, and then maybe ours. Oh, by the way, we can still build a team because guess what? We got $60-some million in the cap.
Go ahead, Steve.
Don't tell me I'm crazy.
Listen, I'm not going to say those exact words, but this is what I'm saying.
You are crazy.
No, listen. So Denver thought they were going to get Aaron Rodgers. They didn't. So they're like, all right. They were blown. Let's get the next best person to still make a big splash. Boom, Russ. Cool. We'll give up whatever for Russ. They give up a lot for Russ. Let me say this about Seattle. There's no way that Seattle is going to trade all of that away for a quarterback who hasn't played in a year and that's going to request a max contract extension, which would have superseded Russell's contract extension if he had one in Seattle. I'm gonna
see that statement. I'm gonna answer with, how old is Deshaun Watson?
They're gonna pay him $40 million a year.
How old is Deshaun Watson?
Honestly, I have to side with Eric on that because if barring the legal stuff, if he can get cleared that legal stuff,
that's still there.
But if he got you mean to tell me you're not going to pay a 26-year-old Deshaun Watson $40 million if that legal stuff is out of the way?
Russell, hey, now I will say this. Hold on, hey guys. Russell,
I don't know, Steve. You talking about a next decade of quality quarterback play?
Deshaun Watson
with a player that's more dynamic. Honestly, is more dynamic than Russell.
They still got players to pay, man. Seattle has players to pay. That's been playing. I'm
gonna answer this question. I'm gonna answer this question with another question. What player do they have on their roster right now that's worth more than Deshaun Watson?
Someone played last year.
Huh?
But get away from that, Steve. Get away from that. because here's the thing. I'm agreeing with Eric on this aspect.
Y'all praising Deshaun a little too high right now.
Wait a minute. Before the legal stuff took place, before all the issues with Houston.
Yes.
So wait, are we blaming Deshaun? If anything,
I'm saying his value.
Are relevant. We're relevant because Deshaun wasn't played.
Dance puppets, dance.
They were.
That's why they call me Pandemonium.
They were relevant because Deshaun Watson played. Bill O'Brien dismantled
that entire team. They're relevant because of Hopkins, because of Watt.
So you mean so Deshaun Watson was not a factor?
He was, but
Deshaun Watson was not a factor in that.
It seemed like he was the first big name player in the entire franchise's history. They're relevant for other players. I'm
not saying that, but there's a precipitous drop between his quality of quarterback play and them other QBs that was on that roster. There's a precipitous drop. Well, and you mean to tell me at 26 years old?
I don't know SAT words, man. But I want to see him play first because
we've seen him play.
If you want to listen, it ain't
we
my
got
thing.
4 or 5 years of tape.
Listen, if they want to give up all that for him, buy another NFC franchise. Listen, please, I would love to see it. Come on, go get him.
I believe it would be risky because and shout outs to Mike. Mike is always someone that jumps on all of the sports podcasts that I'm in. So appreciate you, Mike. I do agree that there's a chance, even with all the court stuff going, if all the legal issues go away, the NFL has to at least put 6 games on Watson. So yes, all that is a factor.
Games, eat them like a sandwich.
And that's where I'm at. For him, I'm going to eat that.
Let me say one last thing. We saw the combine. We know the draft class and the order. It's hard for me to believe that Seattle will give a lot of that up, including Noah Fant.
Yes, I am, Joe. Yes, I am. Go ahead, Steve.
Deshaun Watson, knowing that you also have to pay him a whole lot more. Because imagine this. What if he gets injured? Now, Russ gets injured. All right, Teddy Bridgewater can still
play. Any of these guys can get injured.
What I'm saying is, at least they have some depth in Denver. Give all that up for Deshaun. Bring him in, he gets injured. You don't got picks for years, and you got Geno at the helm. Nah. Oh, listen, they can do it if they want. I would love to see it as an NFL.
There's always a risk in the NFL, Steve. There's always risk in the NFL.
I hope they do it.
But a dynamic 26-year-old quarterback that's hard to get. That's hard to find.
27
So Steve, before all the legal stuff came out, right? Before all the legal stuff started happening, weren't we the same ones that was out here hammering for Deshaun Watson to get out of Houston? Weren't we on the campaign?
I want any quarterback to get out of Houston.
So didn't we say if you put him on a quality team, quality organization, that team could potentially be a Super Bowl contender? We were having that conversation about it.
If you're giving away 2 first-round draft picks, 2 second-round draft
but we don't know how they're going to spend those picks.
You don't KJ Wright no more.
We don't know how they're going to spend those picks, though, Steve. We don't know how they're going to spend them picks. We don't know what they can accumulate with them picks.
I hope
build a foundation.
I hope they give up the King's ransom for him. I hope they do.
Build a foundation.
I hope they do.
because my thing is, I know Deshaun Watson's still 26 years old, but I still think you kind of sacrificing the future. You losing because you saying, okay, I got all this stuff for Russell Wilson, but now I'm gonna give it away. No first round picks, no second round picks. Who are you bringing in?
In my opinion, the best destination for a reasonable price for Deshaun Watson, I hate to say it, would probably be Washington.
No, and you know what? I'm gonna tell there's not going to be a reasonable price because Russell Wilson's trade is the new floor. So for Washington to get
no, it's not.
It is a reasonable trade because Deshaun's going to get suspended regardless of what happens. That suspension's coming. That makes it a reasonable trade.
Houston has said that they want 3 first-round picks.
That was least. When that stuff took place,
it has not changed.
It
has not changed. He still wants 3 first-round picks.
They're not going to get that.
Let me get in on this. Okay, so first thing first, I was just talking about all of the picks that Denver gave Seattle. I didn't say they had to give all of them away. However, the floor was 3 first-round picks. So they already got 2 from Denver, okay? They could give up theirs this year. No big deal. Because what would you really draft in the first round that you really need? A quarterback, okay? Then they could go ahead. But guess what? You're getting Deshaun Watson. You don't need that. So you got 2.
And
now
I
you
did
got
hear
3.
this today too, Mike.
Now, so Seattle has 3 second-round draft picks. So you gave them, you gave Houston them 3, the 2 that you got from Denver and yours this year, which means you got a first rounder next year. Okay. Right. And now you got 3 second rounders. Okay. Houston just asked for 3 first rounders.
That's what I'm saying.
So guess what? I'm gonna throw you a second just for giggles, just to show you that I'm dealing with you above board. Just to sweeten the pot, I'm going to throw a second at you, and then maybe next year's 3rd. If we make the playoffs, that's a conditional. And guess what? I still got 2 second-round draft picks. And if you got a good scouting department, hell, you can find studs in the second round. You can find all pro players in the second round. Okay, so I'm not saying that you're giving everything away. That you're jumping to conclusions. You're doing too many calisthenics. So what I'm saying is you use some of those picks that you got from Denver that was never yours in the first place. So you ain't really using your capital. You're using their capital to pay for your new quarterback of the future, who's 26 years old. And God forbid, look, hey man, I'm a Niners fan. I hope none of that happens. Because they're going to run the doggone NFC West if that happens. Okay? So I hope none of that happens. But what I'm saying is, if I'm, again, taking off my fan hat, putting on my analyst hat, and thinking like a businessman, I would try it. Because that 6-game suspension that he probably going to get, I'll eat that. We'll figure out how to do that. I got a coaching staff. Pete Carroll better know how to coach. Because that's what we paid him for.
So, Steve, make your last point on this, because we got other topics in regards to this that we got to go on.
I forgot what I was going to say.
All right.
I forgot what I was going to say. I forgot. I'm sorry, man.
Okay, it's okay. Let's because we have other topics in conjunction with this. So I'm going to skip the one who won the trade, because it seems like we kind of covered that. So let's talk about these divisions. Let's first go in the NFC West. With Russell Wilson now out of Seattle, Trey Lance is going to be the quarterback for the 49ers. Matthew Stafford's on pace to get the extension from the Rams. And it seems like Kyler in Arizona, it looks like they got their kumbaya for now. So let's talk about this division with Russell Wilson now being gone. Because we don't know who the QB. We just sat here for about 5 minutes talking about it. We don't know who the QB is going to be for Seattle. So go ahead, Eric, since you're the resident NFC West.
I'm the NFC West expert on this. Okay, so if they don't make that move that I'm talking about, and they go with Drew Lock, ain't nobody checking for Seattle. Okay. Seriously, if Drew Lock is at quarterback, Drew Lock is going to put Seattle in the same. Like, they could go out and sign a bunch of free agents, draft a bunch of guys, and have a bunch of talent all around him. But you know what they'll be? They'll be the 49ers with Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, well,
it probably worse, because as much as I don't like Jimmy Garoppolo, he's better than Drew Lock.
What is worse?
Okay?
The thing is, it's all about defense. Russell was.
Oh no, I'm full of. Mike. I'm in great shape. No, let's believe I was built for this, baby.
Listen. The Seahawks during Russell Wilson's most successful years, they had a really good defense. We all know it. And any team that has a really good defense gives the offense chances to put up points, which is where Russell thrived. Seattle doesn't have that now. They don't have that now. So they got better offensively by adding Fant, but losing Bobby Wagner, the Legion of Boom.
The Legion of Boom was gone years ago. Let's be real.
No, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying. He hasn't been that successful since he had them.
Yeah, I personally would have the Seahawks probably at the bottom of this division, honestly.
Easily.
I gotta see. Yeah, I gotta see what they do this offseason.
Best. At best, if they draft well and they sign guys in the free agency well, they'll
be third.
They might be third and can still get in the playoffs, but they'll be the 49ers with Jimmy Garoppolo. They'll have a quarterback they can't get them over the hump.
And so
that's what they'll be.
So between us being live right now and then this going on our podcast, our podcast outlets and YouTube and all that stuff, for whoever is a Seahawks fan, when you're listening to this, I think you got to understand where your team is right now, that you guys are starting over. And I think you guys need to embrace that concept. That's a lot of fans don't understand when you see your teams do something, they're like, why would you do that? Well, they stretched this for as long as they could, and they couldn't recapture what was there.
The wheels fell off. They rode it till the wheels fell off.
Exactly. So now you got to start over.
You are rebuilding. Just tell them. Just give them the R word, Tristan. They are rebuilding. That's what they're doing.
Well, that's what happens when this happens a lot. It's been happening more recently than the past 4 or 5 years. A team is really successful, mainly because of the quarterback. They want an extension. You have to pay them. They're successful. You just won a bowl a year or two ago in this championship. You pay them. They take your team to the bank for $40-50 million a year, and then you can't pay other folks, which makes you lose more games, which puts you into the rebuilding stage. Then you trade the quarterback. It's a typical cycle. This is what's been happening.
Yeah, I mean that's the reality of the situation, and so people have to kind of embrace that. So
you be someone who's desperate to win, and then you get the draft capital and you free up your cap space. It's just an ongoing cycle.
Exactly. So let's go ahead and move forward. Let's talk about the wild AFC West. Man,
bang bang. Got some gunslingers now. There's some gunslingers right there now. So we already had
gunslingers.
We already had the Kansas City Chiefs. We already, Justin Herbert's coming along. Mm-hmm. Okay. And people are kind of sleeping on David Carr in Las Vegas. We got to see what this new coach is going to do. But
Derek Carr.
Yeah, Derek Carr, excuse me. And then you're throwing Russell Wilson with those receivers into the mix. I don't know about y'all, but I'm gonna tell you right now, a lot of my fantasy picks are gonna be in that damn division.
They already can't play defense in the division.
Because win or lose, they the Big 12 of the NFL. They the Big 12 of the NFL. They about to light it up.
Or Pac-12.
Pac-12.
Pac-12. Yep.
Yes, sir. My what's defense? What's that? Huh? So I'm on my fantasy draft. This is my advice to everybody that plays fantasy. Go ahead and get you some receivers and some quarterbacks out of the AFC West.
And Kelsey and Darren Waller.
Win or lose, you're gonna get a lot of points.
I'm getting who else is over there? I'm getting Mike Williams.
He just signed that 3-year, $60 million.
Yep, sure did.
Holmes. I'm gonna get Waller.
Keenan Allen. Cortland Sutton.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I tell you, look.
Jerry Jeudy. Tim Patrick, who doesn't get a lot of credit.
I ain't get no Jerry Jeudy.
Now, if I was a Broncos fan, I really would have hated the fact that they added Noah Fant to that trade. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Hold on. No, wait. I will say this though. You don't like it, but they can either replace him with OJ Howard in free agency, or late in this draft.
They can't replace him. He's a beast, man.
No offense.
He's top 5, man. Darren Waller type stuff.
They can bring in OJ Howard, but he's not Noah Fant. Yeah. And just like you said it perfectly, Steve. He's like a Darren Waller type of player.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. Now, I'm about to tell you some names. They don't really add up to Noah Fant. He's just underrated, but we've watched him play. He's like probably top 5.
Where he's been playing at?
Yeah,
the QBs. I mean,
right? It's bad QB play.
So the Greenbay. Sorry, go ahead.
Look at you have OJ Howard and you have Evan Ingram, who are still free agents. And with
I would love to
let's be real now. Let's be real. Evan
I would
Ingram
love
could
to see
quite
that.
possibly be a Noah fan if he had better quarterback play.
That's what I just said. I was like, I
Evan
would love
Ingram,
to see
he's
Evan
more,
Ingram.
he's more like a Darren Waller, to be completely
Man,
honest.
Exactly.
Evan Ingram at Ole Miss was a dog.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Problem is, he's been playing with Daniel Jones his whole daggone career.
Yeah.
Right. So you know, it's apples and well, it's not apples and then Rob Gronkowski. Okay, Rob's a little up and long in the tooth. Okay, let's go ahead and.
But it's potentially a championship contending team.
This is true.
And
I
he will
can't
go
knock
there.
it. So, Mike, I'm not gonna knock what you're saying right there because yes, Gronkowski's on my list. Zach Ertz is on the list of potential.
Zach Ertz is free agent. Yeah.
So I mean, losing Noah Fant is bad because of the youth factor, but there's a list of guys who can come in and give that type of production, especially with the receivers that you have. You don't have to ask the tight end to do that much anymore.
Right.
You got the receivers and you got one of the best deep ball throwing quarterbacks now.
Yeah.
His Russell Wilson is so doggone accurate with his deep ball.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But with all the AFC West, it comes down to defense, man.
Yeah. Whose defense gonna suck the least?
So let's
who has the best defense?
I think the Broncos do.
I think they do too. I think they do too.
I think the Broncos have the best defense.
Yeah.
I think all of them are kind of
either the Broncos or the Chargers.
No one really sticks out. I probably say the Chargers over the Broncos personally.
I don't know about the Chargers. I mean, the Chargers got a couple of players, but Derwin James doesn't stay healthy for me. Joey Bosa doesn't stay healthy for me long enough.
They're all kind of on the same level, in my opinion.
They are.
I mean, the Raiders can make big plays on defense.
I mean, I put Kansas City last.
The Raiders have a lot of names. Now, here's my problem with Kansas City.
Especially they lose Matthew.
Matthew's a free agent, and Tre'Davious Ward is a free agent too at corner.
Okay, so I'm gonna see you that, and I'm gonna raise you. I've been looking at a lot of defensive back film.
I understand
And
that. But
there's some guys that they could grab, and I'm not even talking about the first 2 rounds. They could really help them out.
And Spags can coach them up.
And Spagnuolo's a heck of a DC. So
that's true.
So that's why they not really trying to hold on to Tre'Davious Ward, or they not trying to hold on to Matthews. Like, okay, let's get young at the position, because there's some talent there. There's some sleepers in this draft, and I can't wait till we start talking about the prospects. Because I've been looking at some film.
Eric want to spill it. He want to spill it.
So basically, Kansas City can upgrade their secondary, and okay, they're right back in the middle of having a good defense again. So
who's on the Broncos defense? I can't think right now.
So you got the rookie corner.
Surtain.
Surtain. You have the safety Simmons.
Okay, that's right.
Now Kareem Jackson is a free agent, which I never thought he was that great anyway. But again, I don't know how they're gonna address that. Now they ain't got no draft picks. But
the thing is, they don't have a lot of big names, but they can play, man.
They can play.
They're a no-name, really good defense.
Really good defense.
Okay.
Yeah,
and you still got Bradley Chubb.
Bradley Chubb. Yeah, okay.
Coming off the edge, who's very good. So they don't have a lot of household names, but
when we were down 30-0, 28-0, I was like, I don't know any of these guys' names, but they doing something against us.
They ball. So that's kind of how they function, and I think they're going to keep going in that direction. They're going to grab some guys off of free agency. They're going to grab some guys wherever they can. They're going to be like, who is that guy? But in that system, they're going to be like, wow, you know.
Yeah.
So losing Kyle Fuller is going to hurt them because Kyle Fuller played for them. But man, it's going to, like Steve, like you said, it's going to come down basically to whose defense sucks the least.
But that's why it's important to have a good coaching staff, because if you draft well, you can develop young guys. They can make plays. You save a lot of money. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. They are, and see, that's the thing. Denver's defense is not going through adjustment because they got a new head coach and a new defensive coordinator.
And they still have some cap room. I mean, Russ is in cap 37, but they still got about what, Eric, like 20-something, 25?
About $25 million.
Yeah.
Give or take.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they can still go shop.
They can still bring some folks in. Yeah.
They can still shop. There's some guys that's not going to command a lot of money, but they're going to be good. Go to my list here. So you got Tyrann Mathieu, Quandre Diggs, Marcus May, Duquesne Tart. Those are safeties. To fill in for Kareem Jackson if they don't want to bring him back. They could bring him back. He might want to take on. Oh, Russell Wilson here? I think I'll take a discount. I want to come back and, because now Russell Wilson, that's something we're not talking about. What Russell Wilson brings to that team is attractiveness. So, basically, guys that wouldn't even consider Denver are now going, hey,
And Denver has a decent.
I'll take a couple million less.
Denver also has a decent offensive line that Russell hasn't had in years.
Mm-hmm. So what about this? I'm gonna raise you one.
And a run game.
And Brandon, I'm gonna raise you one. Brandon, we spoke about this.
All right.
Not this particular topic, but this particular player, DeMarcus Lawrence. He gonna go somewhere.
Yeah, he's going somewhere. He's definitely going somewhere.
What we follow the other DeMarcus and goes to Denver too.
There's also rumors that Von Miller may want to go back to Denver.
Wants to go back to Denver
and may change his number. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
You get either one of them or both of them. Denver automatically is the best defense in that division.
Yep,
for sure.
So I'm excited. I'm excited to see it. I mean, and we're not even it's not even March 16th.
Dude, I'm ready for the season right
now. It's crazy. Like it's not even March 16th yet.
This is why I love football, man.
It's so wild that all of this took place with everything that's going on with the Russell Wilson. Okay, let me have this moment, guys, because I did want to bring this up in regards to this situation.
Okay.
So, as everybody know, that I'm a Washington fan. For the last month or whatever, everybody was trying to get Russell Wilson to come back home, quote unquote, to play for Washington. Even people on the networks were saying, the Commanders look like an ideal spot for him, based on how he plays and how the team is. You got a good offensive line, even with Brandon Sheriff being gone. It's still a good offensive line. You got the run game. You got young pieces. When you watch, and I keep trying to tell people this, when you watch Washington Commanders play, my bad, I'm watching my daughter, making sure she ain't waking up. When you watch the Washington Commanders play, a lot of those games, I sat there and I said, man, if there was a better quarterback to make that throw, we probably win that game.
Hell, how you think I feel? I'm a Niners fan. How you think I feel?
There was no slouch on Heineke. I like what Heineke did, but there were just certain plays and certain throws where I said, I can think of like 5-6 quarterbacks that off rip that would have made that throw. But I'm saying like off rip, like unconsciously, I can think of that would have made that throw. And so for me, I was like, yeah, if we bring Russ, now you're talking about a team that's teetering between 500 or sub 500 to now a team that is a potential playoff team. I'm not one that's going to say Super Bowl and all that stuff, but I'm talking about a playoff team. So for me, to see Russell take the Denver job, which I understand, but it was kind of like, it was just like, dang. Go ahead, Steve.
I'm almost in tears because I know a lot of Washington fans, of course, and the fact that to me, I thought y'all could get Russell or Aaron Rodgers.
Well, no. I never thought Aaron Rodgers.
Not you, but between today and yesterday, seeing these dreams get crushed is just
yeah. But I did think Russell Wilson was a fair shot based on what we had to get, what we could have given them, because we actually offered pick-wise.
Yeah,
actually offered better.
He declined it. So for me, I'm just like, dang, you know what I'm saying? That was tough. So now we're in a predicament where it's like, okay, you look at the Deshaun Watson situation, but we may have to overpay to get Deshaun Watson because we're in a desperate situation. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm looking at. That's my struggle
that I'm looking at with this situation.
Well, because these veteran quarterbacks, they look at destinations like what moves is the front office making? They're like, okay, like, and it's no, I'm not attacking him. I'm like, all right,
no.
Like, okay, Fitzpatrick, like, he's not going to win the NFC East. Like, like players think, okay, they could have got so like.
So
about that, you know what I'm saying?
So for me, I feel like Washington didn't have the foresight to see this draft class was not going to be good, and where they should have been aggressive was last year.
Someone messed up in your scouting department.
Yes,
someone messed up, and I don't know who.
I don't know who, but someone definitely messed up, because if you had the foresight to say, "Oh, I gotta put this up because Mike is stupid," if you had the foresight to say, to see that this draft class wasn't going to be good, which I didn't understand because we were all saying that last year that the draft class wasn't going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
You would have been more aggressive last year when there were more options for quarterbacks, veteran quarterbacks out there.
But even rookies.
Or even rookies, right? Exactly.
But it's not. I say this probably every month. It's not about the players specifically.
Because I'm still mad about Davis Mills.
It's about the coaching staff, man. Are you investing in the best coaches you can get to develop these young players, man?
Well, you do need a quarterbacks coach. You really do need a quarterbacks coach.
But that's why I'm saying them getting a veteran would work for the time being until they can figure that out. But what I'm looking at now with Russell Wilson being off the table, it's very bare. We're looking at Jimmy G, Trubisky, of these rookies, Carson Wentz. That's what we're dealing with now.
The sad thing is, the sad part about it, of you saying Jimmy G is sad because, because if you bring him in, he needs, as Eric knows, a strong offensive coordinator, and we know that y'all won't bring that strong. You're looking at the name and be like, Jimmy G's good enough. No, he's like a Kirk Cousins. He needs a strong.
You got to see really how bad he is.
Exactly. If we bring Jimmy G, you will see how bad he really is.
But you have the right OC in there. If you have the right one, which I don't know if y'all. I mean, you've had great staff in the past. You get the right guy to guide him, he'll be good. But
we already know we're retaining what we already got with Turner. So and that's another thing for me. Give me a quality.
It's not bad.
Yeah, but give me a quality QB that can expose the deficiencies of Scott Turner.
Him and Turner might work.
I don't know. I said there were some calls. Here's my thing. If Scott Turner, you had Taylor Heineke in your building for 2 years, you asked him to make throws last year he had no business attempting.
You know, right now Scott Turner's not living up to that last name.
No, he had no business attempting some of those throws. With what he does with his feet and how he throws, you should have been implementing more of a West Coast offense for him to be able to operate.
But the thing about it is, though, he don't know the West Coast offense because his daddy didn't come from West Coast.
I understand that, but you get paid to adjust.
No, I get that. I understand. But hey, you know what? His dad, like I said one time in the previous podcast, thank God for his dad when he was in Carolina that 1 year, who was an old dog that learned new tricks. Now, I'm not saying Scott Turner's old now. He's not young, but he's got to learn new tricks, and he wasn't willing to do it. He hasn't been willing to do it.
I agree, and that's my frustration right now. Well, not my frustration. I'm not frustrated, but my concern. My concern is that I'm looking at the cupboard getting more and more bare, and I feel like we're going to overcompensate for someone that's not deserving. So for me, if you tell me you package in something and you get Deshaun Watson, like I said, barring anything, I'll take that because I know Deshaun Watson can bandage a lot of stuff.
Now, I will say this: Deshaun Watson has the court. I don't know if it's like court
Friday.
Yeah, it was going on Friday. So after Friday, we're gonna know a whole lot more. Mm-hmm. We're gonna know a whole lot more. Mm-hmm. Whether somebody can make a big trade for him or not. Yeah.
So we're gonna see what happens like that. But I just wanted to put that out there because I know that was alongside with talking about Russell Wilson and stuff. That was a big thing. Was how Washington fans and Washington media reacted about the Russell Wilson situation.
Don't forget about your 10-4 hats.
My last thing. I don't know what it is. The fact that your front office
I'm calm, Mike. I'm calm.
had Shanahan at one point, had McVay at one point. I don't know who it is in there. I think it's Dan. I don't know.
They had Mike. They had. Hold on. I want to name two more. They had Mike LaFleur, and then y'all have what's his name down there in Miami now?
In Miami.
McDaniels.
McDaniels.
They had all four of those guys in Washington.
But to my point, whoever
Bruce Allen is what happened.
Was making those decisions. Need to bring you guys, whoever they're bringing in. And now, mind you, he's still making hires, but he didn't let them do what they do their thing. So you can still bring that culture of bringing in the right guys and let them spin. They can do their thing.
So those hires were his name slips my mind. The former GM before Bruce.
Oh, you talking about dang, what's his name? Vince Serrato?
No, not Serrato.
Oh, you talking about Scott McLaurin?
Yes, those were his hires, and
Bruce Allen. Brandon knew.
Whoa, wait a minute, time out. Wait a minute. Shanahan, McVay, and all them guys was Scott McLaurin's hires?
Is his recommendations and his hires. When Bruce Allen took over, Bruce Allen started letting them go separately because he wouldn't renew their deals on that staff. So that's
Tristan. I couldn't be a Washington fan.
Listen, man.
I could not be a Washington fan.
Did he also let Callahan go, or did he bring in Callahan? Did Bruce Allen bring in Callahan?
No, that was McLaurin. McLaurin brought in Callahan.
Who, Bill Callahan?
Yeah.
Hey, Scott McLaurin used to be the GM for the Niners.
For the 40, yes, he did.
He screwed us up too. So yeah, I know about that. Him and Trent Baalke.
I knew you were smiling for some reason.
Hey man,
So,
Trent Baalke and Scott McLaurin, that's on site. If I ever meet them, it's on site.
Scott McLaurin's in Seattle one time too.
Right. Yeah. So Bruce Allen, when Bruce Allen took over, he did not want to renew those contracts of those assistant coaches. He was keeping like a revolving door. So Tristan, that's what happened.
Tristan, that's why you go to church every Sunday, man, because you pray for forgiveness of the Washington Commanders, man, because you know full well.
Hey, man.
You know what's funny?
There's no way in the world you stay that calm without keeping your faith, man.
I told y'all, I shed tears when Bruce Allen got fired. I shed real tears.
Hold on. You know what's funny? Callahan came from Dallas thinking he was going to get a more promoted role.
Yes.
Yes.
So Steve.
Veronica was there.
Steve. Bill Callahan. I'm here. All right. So I got some inside information about Bill Callahan. Bill Callahan was supposed to be OC in Baltimore. Jason Garrett rejected it. He was supposed to be OC in Baltimore. Jason Garrett rejected it. And Bill Callahan hated Jason Garrett ever since.
So it's a lot to play into it. So for me, it's like one down. For me, it's like one down, one to go. Like this whole at the U.S. Capitol with Dan Snyder. I'd be shocked if Dan Snyder is the owner when the season starts. I really would.
You got to cut the head off the snake.
Really?
That's really what it is.
I will be surprised.
I'm on Tristan's side.
Because y'all know I work in news, so I'm getting the news aspect of all this stuff. Dan Snyder is this one particular woman. If what she's saying is truly the case, and she's saying she got evidence to back it up, the NFL ain't got no choice.
Oh my!
They ain't got no choice but to force him to sell. No, it's not even an option.
Wow.
Dan Snyder is a bane on the existence of the Washington football team,
yes.
Commanders, whatever you want to call him. He's a pariah.
He's the best owner ever.
If her testimony runs true with what is talked about, the NFL has to force him to sell, because you are literally going to disperse everything you've been trying to do about this whole women equal rights thing in the NFL and all stuff, dating back to the Ray Rice situation. If you let him be the owner, you will disperse all of that. You have to. If it holds up, he's got to sell. I will be shocked. The way that thing looks like it's coming down on him, I would be so shocked if he's the owner at the start of the season.
We'll talk offline about that one.
Yeah. So that's my whole thing. I'm gonna leave it right there. We got to cover everything we wanted to cover. Appreciate you guys being on. Appreciate y'all for the commentary that was on here, for all the people that was watching between Twitter and Facebook. Again, you can catch this episode on YouTube and on all podcast streaming platforms: Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Wherever you listen to your podcast, this is where you can catch this episode and all our episodes prior. Again, this is Tristan TV. Got your man Pando, Steve White, Brandon. We'll be back. We're going to cover, we know that the combine just happened. We're going to cover the prospects and all the positions. So just stick with us. But we definitely had to do this breaking news today. So we appreciate y'all.
Don't forget your tinfoil hats.
And don't forget the tinfoil hats. Y'all be easy.
Peace. 4 horsemen.